My name is Dave McCartney, and I work in the production and engineering department at DuroVac. And we're just going to talk a little bit about our filter bags, or some people call them filter socks. This is the typical sock here. The media is basically a woven polyester, but it is impregnated with carbon, and it is also lined with Teflon. So with this sock, it is the inside or interior of the sock that is what we call the dirty side. That is the side where the dust accumulates. After the vacuum has been used, it is shaken so that the material can fall out. And we're just going to quickly demonstrate how we install this filter sock and remove it. At the bottom we have a snap band, which is basically a steel band which is sewn into the material, and it basically snaps into the place of a circular opening. So that's how we fasten the bottom of the filter sock. And then at the top of the filter sock, we basically suspend it to a shaker ring with hardware. At the top we use a grommet ring for attaching the hardware. So for removing the bag, we start by removing the snap band at the bottom, and basically we have to use a tool to collapse the steel band. And then we can pull it out of the opening. And now we have to unfasten the hardware at the top of the bag. So we have an empty filter housing. All of the old bags have been removed. So we're going to install new bags, and we will start by putting the bag in fastened to the top at the shaker ring. That procedure is basically repeated for every filter that is in the unit. All filters must be replaced at the same time. In this particular unit, there's 14 filter bags, and so there would be 14 bags to install. The different type of filter is a pleated cartridge, and we will move over there. So this is our other major type of filter. It's a pleated cartridge filter, and it is used for when there is reverse air pulsing or automatic cleaning of the filter. So this is the filter cartridge here, and it is suspended from the top, and it is held in place from the bottom, and we will just show you how we remove that. So to install new cartridges, we basically start with the cartridge, and then we must have the two lock nuts and a rubber sealed washer. And we will assemble it together on the floor, and then we will put it inside the filter housing. So that procedure is repeated for every cartridge, and again, all cartridges must be replaced when changing the filters. When to change the filters? Generally speaking, DuroVac vacuums, we have a primary filter, such as cartridges, and then we have a secondary filter. Now there is a differential pressure gauge across the secondary filter, and when that reading climbs and goes up to the point where we know that's dirty, then it's an indication that the primary filters also need to be changed. So that's basically is the recommendation for when to change the filters, is when the secondary filter is starting to get dirty. Okay, so we're just going to talk a little bit about the filtration. So coming out of the primary filter is clean air. After the primary or upstream, we have what we call a secondary filter. And quite often this is a high efficiency filter. And this is designed to catch anything that might pass through the primary filter. Connected to this secondary filter is we have two pneumatic tubes, which are connected to a gauge, which indicates how dirty the filter is getting. If the reading goes up to its maximum, then we know that the filter is dirty and the filter needs to be changed. And if this filter is dirty, then it is recommended that the primary filters also be changed.